we're back with absolutely zero interruption to the schedule.
Yeah, we did not miss a week. You sound crazy right now.
Always fucking stuttered.
We have never missed a week. Nothing happened. What are you even talking about? When was the last time you took your medication? Anyways, I got an email from Brockhampton.
Welcome back, 2017. Trump's in office and Brockhampton's sending out emails.
Yeah, it's just a 10% off code for merch.
Oh, they're clearing it out.
I mean, they keep adding merch. Like, I just checked their Twitter. They put out like a 5-year anniversary collection for Ginger at like the end of last year.
Just put the fries in the bag, bro.
Let me see what they got on this. Yeah, just like anniversary shirts. Do these have what's his face in them?
Ryan?
No.
Amir? Yeah. Amir's on Kevin's new album.
Well, I mean, I like that one's Kevin.
Merlin.
Oh, Merlin. I forgot about Merlin. Yeah, this is all pretty shit.
Those look like Labubus.
Oh, you know the Labubu lady?
Oh, the one that got canceled for doing blackface?
Yeah, she had a blackface Labubu. That shit was crazy.
Who's worse, the white Texican or the Labubu lady?
Oh my god. What was worse for me to see? I think it was the white Texican.
Damn.
Thank God you have sent me more shit on Twitter since then, so I don't have to see that every time I open my phone.
Oh my god. Okay, I have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
2. So the first is, do you wash your hands in the shower?
I mean, I guess passively.
Okay, that I was literally taking a shower like 30 minutes ago, and I was like thinking about it. I was like, I don't like, because I have a loofah, I don't scrub my hands like I do with the rest of my body.
Yeah.
But like my hands get soapy by proxy. Yeah. But also, when I get ready, I put like mousse and stuff in my hair, and I put like lotion on my body, so I like by default have to like wash my hands anyway. Yeah. So it's not like I'm just like not washing my hands. It's not like, oh, the soap will get it kind of thing.
If I'm like playing in the dirt or something, I'll like take the loofah and like clean out under my nails.
When I dyed my hair blue and we had that whole situation with the shower, I had to wash my hands every time because my hands would turn blue. But that's like, but normally I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want.
There's chaos in the background. And the chaos is here.
Okay, I'm gonna go put them away. We're gonna cut this early. Okay, we're back.
We never left.
You
sound crazy right now. When was the last time you took your medication?
I was just staying real still so you could cut it easily. Anyway, my second question for you is, have you seen the new like Face ID law in the UK?
No.
They enacted this new law for like children. Well, it affects everyone technically.
So I say they got child laws now?
Pretty much, yeah. So basically, to access sensitive material, you have to provide like a scan of your driver's license or like ID card to prove that you're over 18, which sounds good on its face, but then you realize...
Oh, no, we didn't. Okay.
What?
I was about to say, didn't we talk about this last week?
No.
Oh.
Well, what do you mean last week?
Like last week?
No.
Okay.
No, but now Spotify's making people.
Yeah, I saw that. Spotify in the UK wants people to upload their driver's license. Wwhy Spotify?
Who knows?
They're porn on Spotify?
No.
Well,
there is
Spotify.
The Learning Curve podcast.
Episode 29.
Right after 28, which came out last week.
Yeah. If you didn't see it, go watch it. It was a great episode. We both got naked.
Yeah. And there was a third person here, so there was 3 of us naked.
Yeah.
But back to the UK thing. Don't upload your license. Just cancel Spotify.
Yeah, I don't know why Spotify would need it.
I don't know why. This is the whole thing. On its face, it's a good law. Because it's like, yeah, you know, you don't want kids like accessing stuff that they aren't, I guess, being supervised for. But at the same time, it's like, what counts as obscenity.
Yeah, that is getting more and more vague. Have you seen all the like shit with Visa, MasterCard and all them? So I forget the bitch's name, but she's some like white Christian nationalist from Australia. She started this group that originally was like, oh, like we want to make sure there aren't like games purely focused on like sexual assault and like games that harm like women and children, like that's the main focus of them.
Those don't exist. Well, they do.
They do.
There are ones, but you just can simply ban those games.
Well, like... yeah. So there was this game that came out, I think it was called like No Mercy or something, and it was literally a sexual assault simulator.
I think I heard of that, but it's like ban that game. Like just pull that person's license to distribute games. Like
so that game pretty much immediately got banned off like Steam and itch.io where it released.
Right.
And this lady was, her like group was the one that like kind of spearheaded getting it banned. Because shit gets put on Steam like all the fucking time. There are like weird ass hentai shit games that people make in like 30 minutes and just put up on Steam. So a lot of stuff like this will fall through the cracks. But her team kind of brought it up to Valve's attention, or no, sorry, not Valve. They brought it up to like MasterCard or somebody, and they were like, hey, you guys are processing payments for a site that's hosting this game. And then in turn, the payment providers pressured the companies to get the game banned. But the second it was brought to their attention, they were like, oh yeah, this shouldn't be on here. Like, I don't know why it's here. And now they're wanting to ban any sort of game that has just like the remotest misogyny in it, like GTA, for example. They're like, we should ban GTA because you can punch, you can kick, you can kill women, but you can do that to everybody in GTA.
My thing is
they're like, end goal is to ban anything that has like any sort of LGBT representation in it. Yeah, anything that's not like adhering to the fucking
white
10
Christian,
commandments.
white Christian values.
And shit like that. And it's picking up steam.
My thing is what pisses me off is this. It's authoritarian in nature, right?
Yeah.
But the groups that more often than not spearhead these things like this are Christians, you know, and these groups are also the same people who like fucking scream from the rooftops when we put even the slightest bit of regulation on like homeschooling or, you know, fail to ban Red 40, which whatever. But like, you know, it's I as a parent know what's better for my kid. Don't tell my kid to get a vaccine. Don't tell my kid they have to go to public school. Don't tell my kid they have to take sex ed because I know what's best for them. But please step in to ban these games rather than having me as a parent tell my kid, hey, you need to get an okay from me before you download a game.
Wait, I'm confused. Can you repeat that whole thing again?
Yeah, no, it's kind of confusing what I said. It's not confused. The way I said it was confusing. Basically, more often than not, the people spearheading these like censorship things, like what's going on with the thing in Australia, are Christians. And they're the same people who are like, oh, don't tell my government, don't tell my kid, you know, that they have to get a vaccine, that they have to go to public school, that they have to eat certain foods. But please do take away my parental rights to, you know, grant my kid permission to play a certain video game or not.
Yeah.
That was like the whole thing is like growing up, my mom didn't like me playing violent video games. So she just was like, don't play violent video games. You're not getting a PlayStation. You're not getting GTA. You're not getting Call of Duty. And then when I turned 16, she was like, okay, I think you're mature enough to be able to handle this. Here you go. Simple as that. Like, you don't want your kids watching fucking, I don't know, whatever on TV. Don't let them watch that on TV. Put a child block on it. Like, those things have existed forever and they still exist.
Yeah.
If you don't want your kid downloading a game, make a Steam account for them where only you know the password.
Yeah.
Like, that way they, you know, they can still play the game. It's just like, God forbid these parents take accountability.
Yeah. And yeah, it's always the same type of people that are like, oh, we can't have. God, this is old ass shit. But you remember when they were trying to get Harry Potter banned because it was like witchcraft and shit, and then they were like, nowadays they're trying to push the Bible to be in school libraries instead, and then they're always like, oh yeah, we can't have any books that have like murder or incest or sexual assault or anything like that.
All
in
literally
it, and
in like
it's
fucking. What is the first chapter of the Bible? The one with Eden or the Garden of Eden.
Isn't it just called creation?
Creation.
I don't know.
Whatever.
It's the Old Testament first.
Yeah.
I know that much.
This is the whole thing. It's just like when I was growing up, right? I got an iPod when I was like 7, and my mom made the iTunes account, made me a user, and then when I wanted to download a song, I gave her my iTunes gift cards, and she typed in the songs and downloaded it because she didn't want me listening to explicit music, but she was fine with me listening to the clean versions of those musics. Downloaded the songs for me. Like, it's as simple as that. Just like parent your kids. Like, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't want your kid playing GTA, don't let them play GTA.
Yeah, mine was kind of similar. They like everything was fucking password protected, and I what was really funny is I couldn't listen to rap unless it was Eminem. But that's also just another issue.
God forbid you hear the N-word, but
yeah.
If you hear domestic violence, you're good.
That's why I'm like, because I think the internet is terrible for children. They shouldn't be on it.
No, for sure. If I had a kid right now, they would not have a phone or an iPad until they were in high school.
Yeah.
If they want to watch sustenance on a screen, I'm going to go out and I'm going to find one of those portable DVD players.
Get them an Etch-a-Sketch. They
that
can draw their own
portable DVD player. I used to have essentially it was an iPad. I think it was like a version of a Leapfrog, but it only played like a couple episodes of a Spider-Man TV show. And it was like one of those like little Tykes Spider-Man things where Spider-Man's like 5 as well.
Yeah, and he has big ass feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like, sure, that's fine, whatever. But like, I'm not getting them something. And to be fair, you can with an iPad like nerf it to hell as a parent. But still, it's like, I don't want you having the stimulation of a screen like a screen like that. If you want to watch a movie, fine, sit down and watch a movie. Or if we're in the car for a couple hours, sit down and watch a movie in a car on a portable DVD player. But like, I'm not giving you my phone at dinner.
Yeah, there's crazy shit out there on the internet that can fuck up a kid.
That's the thing is like, me and you grew up in like we've kind of had 2 internet booms in our life because we grew up where the internet was a thing, but it was dial-up. And then it like rapidly transitioned into what it is now.
Yeah.
And then we also had the AI boom. So it's just like, I don't know. We've just had to deal with a lot.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like fundamentally, I understand it's bad for private corporations to want like pictures of your photo ID and shit like that, because if that ever gets breached, which it very often does, your personal information can get leaked out. You can have your identity stolen, shit like that. But at the same time, I'm also like, there's a part of me that's like, okay, yeah, we should be age verifying people, because personally, I just don't want children on the internet, whether it's my children or other children, just because they're fucking annoying, for one. And 2, like, a lot of I mean, I might just be in an echo chamber, but a lot of the kids that I see that are around like 16 to 19 years old just seem like pieces of shit now.
It's because, I don't know, this is the whole thing, is like, growing up, my parents were very skeptical of the internet. It was like, don't talk to people on the internet. You don't know who they are. And then they do the same thing, but it's like, now the people having kids, I guess technically are in our age bracket, but like not really. They're a little bit older than us. They're like mainly millennials, but it's like they grew up and they're like, oh, I came out fine. And it's like, no, you were not monitored. You may think you're fine.
You are not fine.
But you're not fine, right? Like, I remember I wanted a MySpace so bad when I was a kid, and my mom kept telling me no. And she was like, no, you're not getting a MySpace. You're not getting social media until you're in high school. And like looking back on it, I was like, yeah, I really didn't need a MySpace because I got on Tumblr in high school and that fucked me up.
Yeah,
like,
I was on Tumblr too for a while. That shit was fun.
Oh no, it was fun, but it's fucked up. Like the amount of stuff that like I just saw on there and that was allowed to be posted was like crazy.
Yeah,
why was I 15 reblogging porn? like what was I doing? Like this is so aesthetic. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the social media especially. This is a fucking gonna sound like a boomer take, but social media especially when we were in school, it was like the beginning of like the social media boom, in terms of like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat. It like I had always heard people talking about like how much it just kind of like fucked them up in terms of their like self-esteem or
it did.
Like things that they see on there of like someone else.
It still does. Like I see people do.
It's just getting worse and worse.
I mean, I follow a lot of people who do like gym stuff because like I always want to like, you know, get tips or whatever. Mm-hmm. And the people posting videos are not posting like their worst days. They're posting like crazy like videos of them.
Yeah.
And so it's like I see them with like these amazing pumps and I'm like, I don't get those types of pumps. I didn't know for like the longest time that it wasn't normal to get pumps at the gym. Mm-hmm. Like, or that it was normal to not get pumps at the gym. Like, you could just go and like not look crazy jacked afterwards, but still have a very like effective workout. And I was like, I don't get leg pumps like ever. Like I can, after my arm days, my arms are jacked. They barely fit in my sleeves. Mm-hmm. I did a leg day today and I like could not tell. You could not tell. You like, I look perfectly normal. Like my legs just look standard. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I didn't know that was not normal. Or that it was normal to not get those. And so like it fucked up my self-esteem because I was like, I need to lift heavier and heavier. And then I fucked up my back lifting heavier and heavier when I shouldn't have been.
Yeah. And personal anecdote regarding this, and then I feel like we should switch topics because we're kind of just bitching for the first 20 minutes. But
that's what I like doing. I like bitching.
My girlfriend...
It's gonna get real existential here in a minute, so bitch all you want.
My girlfriend used to be a teacher, and she would tell me how there were like some TikTok accounts she had to report to her school because they were like hate accounts made around like a single person at the school. And I'm like, this is why children shouldn't have the fucking internet, because this is insane.
It's so bad, but honestly, next level hater shit. Like I have to commend.
That is like committed to the game.
Do you
like,
know?
You're in it for the love of it.
Have you ever heard of the Lady Gaga hate page?
No.
When I forget what school she went to, but whatever college she went to, the people, her classmates, her name is Stephanie Germanata or Hermanata. Mm-hmm. Like that's her full name. Someone made an account called like Stephanie Hermanata, you will never be famous. And it bullied her. And it's like, well, that's kind of crazy. But yeah.
I think it's crazy. You just doxed Lady Gaga.
No, her name, like she goes by Stephanie. Like
No one knew that before.
Yeah, I just know her. Dude, like that.
That is some loud ass drinking. Havoc is drinking water right now, and it is fucking insanely loud.
He's slurping it up.
He's a number one slurper.
It's okay. He's gonna go to bed now. Hopefully, once he eats, he gets tired. Takes a lot out of him. Look, there he goes.
He fucking munches his food like that. You know that big ass like thing they use to cut down mountains? It's like a gigantic blade. It's got like 3 arms on it.
No, but I did see a video. That's what
Havoc sounds like when he eats.
I did see a video yesterday of, it's like one of those accounts that like hypes up the Chinese for just whatever. It's a Chinese bot probably. But it's like China's literally cutting through mountains to build highways, and it literally shows like a mountain range that they just like took like a triangle out of. And I was like, this is the most stupid thing I've ever seen in my life. One like 2.0 earthquake and that thing's going to hell. Like,
oh my God. Did you hear about all the earthquakes that have been happening?
Yeah.
Like it's fucking insane. Like a volcano somewhere in Southeast Asia like erupted for 2 hours straight because or something.
Of it. I mean, there's volcanoes erupting constantly on the Ring of Fire.
Yeah, but like
once you learn about the Ring of Fire, you never sleep soundly again. It's I learned about it in my geology class I took in college, and I was like, this is unsettling. Like there's just a portion of the earth that is like on fire 100% of the time.
Yeah.
But most of it's underwater, so you can't see it. But like one bad move and it's just gonna go.
Yeah.
Like the Pacific Ocean is probably gonna get drained. That's an exaggeration, but
that's a big ass volcano.
Okay. Speaking of the earth, good transition. Speaking of the earth, I have, as you'll notice, a lot of space stuff here.
Yeah, I read this book. It wasn't very good.
Which one is that?
Astrophysics
for people in a hurry. It's all stuff I
just
do.
hate Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I do too, but it's the only space books I have. So I just have them.
You could have put Dune up here.
That's science fiction. I could have put all of my Asimov books, all 15 of them, stacked up. Did you see, this is kind of an old one. I meant to do this a while ago, but I just never got around to it because I didn't want to read the million research papers that go along with it.
Okay.
Did you see the article from July 9th where the BBC reports that the Earth may be trapped inside a void?
Oh, yeah. It was like some computer simulation that they ran that shows like the entire galaxy is inside of a bigger black hole or something, right?
Yeah. Before we continue, I'm gonna pause and get him out here again. Okay, back again for the second time. Yeah, so I read the article because I was like, this is probably very inflammatory and misleading to scare people, because I hate when articles do this, but it's like they put out an article that is like very science heavy or like technically heavy to like a bunch of idiots who are listening to it, and then everyone gets scared. And it's like there's a asteroid currently passing through our solar system that's extraterrestrial, and everyone's like, oh my god, is there aliens on it? And it's like, no. It's extraterrestrial
from within our solar system.
It's just outside. It's just passing through. Like
oh my god, like once every 3 months people are freaking out the Earth's gonna get hit by an asteroid, and it's like it's passing 2 million miles away from the Earth, but the headline is like, asteroid narrowly avoids Earth. And then they'll say, given how big space is, I guess that makes sense, but at the same time it's like so fucking far away.
Well, that's the whole thing. It's like asteroid narrowly avoids Earth, comes closest to Earth like that it's ever come, or like the chances of it getting hit are like the highest it's ever been, and then it's like 0.00007%. It's like 7,000ths of 1%. Like,
god, it must be crazy being stupid.
And well, it's not even that. Well, it must feel real good actually to not know. I don't know, but it's also like, I just think it's like a responsibility thing with journalists to like maybe write better headlines.
No, the pillars of journalism are fucking dead and gone.
It's all headlines. But yeah, so I read the article, but I found it pretty interesting. So it reported that the Milky Way could be floating in a 1 billion light year wide cosmic void.
Yeah.
Which is fun. They determined it by observing sound waves from the Big Bang, which is like how they just determine everything.
Yeah, crazy that there's just sound out there from that still. That was like trillions of years ago. I mean,
it kind of created the universe, so it's kind of a big one.
Yeah, like but like the sound of it is still out there.
It's echoes, yeah.
Yeah,
but it's not crazy. Like sound like you would think, because there's no sound in space.
Yeah,
it's like background radiation.
Oh, so like the sound it would make, so you fucking up the...
Have you ever seen those things where it's like scientists just released of what the sun sounds like? That's not how it's like it's they're converting radio waves into a decibel that we can hear.
Gotcha.
So it's going to sound distorted. So that's what they're taking, like radioactive like radio waves from the Big Bang, the cosmic radiation, and like converting it. They're basically taking something from like an MP3 and putting it into like a JPEG. Essentially, that's like the best way to explain it.
Gotcha. It's crazy to think that there is no atmosphere. We couldn't have a podcast. Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't be able to hear me.
Thank you everyone for stopping using Aquanet hairspray. That was a big problem back in the 2000s.
It was. Yeah.
Everyone was real scared, and then we were just like, oh, we'll fix it.
Yeah, and then we just stopped.
I mean, the ozone is repaired now, but it's crazy that we can't just do that with climate change. I mean, we could, but it's kind of crazy that we don't. So basically they measured it, but inadvertently, by like finding this, it actually helped them possibly discover an answer for the Hubble tension problem, which is a problem that comes up because we know how big the universe is and we know that it's expanding, but we really can't accurately measure it. Because the issue is that the Big Bang happened 13.8 billion years ago, and everyone kind of just thinks, okay, so then the universe would be 13.8 billion light years across, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's more like, I think when I saw the last number, it was somewhere in the sextillion light years, so 4 more units of tillions bigger, trillion, quadrillion, quintillion, sextillion. And that's because even though it happened 13.8 billion years ago, the explosion happened at a rate that broke physics because it created physics.
Yeah.
So it's actually expanding more than the speed of light. And so the observable universe is 13.8 billion because that's what we can see.
Yeah.
That's like what we can record. But because it's expanding further away, there's just portions of the universe that no one at any point in the like, unless we just invent like wormholes, which we could, not like right now, we don't have the technology, but like we could do it. No one will ever see these portions of the universe ever because it's expanding faster than like we can perceive and that anyone can perceive. And so the issue with the Hubble tension problem is that when they go to measure it, they can measure it kind of two ways. So there's like the measuring of like light, and then there's the measuring like with the background noise and like sound waves. But the issue is it's kind of like have you ever heard of the coastline paradox?
I think so, but I can't remember what it is. It sounds familiar.
It's this thing that's basically like you can never accurately measure how long a coastline is.
Yeah.
Because of fractals, because you can say, okay, I'm going to measure it using yardsticks. But then you have to do like angles. But if you go down to centimeters, then you can do more finite angles, and it's always just going to be infinitesimally bigger, like the smaller measurement you use.
Surely we can do that now with like a laser or something. Just have it trace and then.
Well, there's also the issue of every time a wave hits a coastline, the measurement changes. So it's just like it's never possible. Yeah. I'm sure there's an agreed upon way of measuring it, but the problem is like it's a posturing thing, right? So the US, the way we measure it, we're going to use the most finite way we can to make sure that we say we have the most coastline in the world, but that's like clearly not true.
Yeah.
Wait, maybe it is true. I don't know.
I believe longest coastline in the world
Japan.
is Chile.
Chile? Okay. I'm just thinking of ones that have double-sided coasts.
Yeah.
But either way, the point is that when scientists measure how big the universe is, we're kind of like in a room of a house trying to measure how big the house is, but we can't leave the room in the house and we can't turn the light on in the room.
Yeah.
So that's like the Hubble tension problem. So the way that they kind of found out the void here, the problem is the Hubble tension problem is largely that we can't finitely determine how big the universe is. But the more kind of finite problem within it is we can't ever get a consistent measurement ever, no matter what we do. And so the discovery that we might be in a void kind of gives an explanation as to why that is, as to why we can't get an explanation. But I found it pretty interesting because the whole concept of the void, it basically said that if we're in a void, there would be clusters right outside the void whose shared gravity would be so much that they would be pulling our like the nearest stars to us away. And that's like the issue, right? Is we can see that the universe is expanding, but sometimes they appear to be expanding faster and sometimes they appear to be expanding slower. But if we're in a void, those clusters of things right on the rim of the void would be pulling anything close to the edge of the void faster away, or make it appear as going faster. And so it like would make sense that we are in a void. But I always thought this was interesting that we were part of a supercluster of galaxies. So I wonder if our supercluster is in a void, because the supercluster that we're in is like one of the larger ones. But if it's true that we are in a void, the void would be approximately, they said, about 1 billion light years wide, and it's about 20% less dense than everywhere else in the universe.
The thing we're inside is less dense than the universe that's inside of it?
No. So like dense as in like filled with stuff.
Yeah.
Like asteroids, stars, planets. If we're in a void, that void would be about 20% less densely populated with things than the rest of the universe.
That still doesn't make sense to me because the universe is in the void. Or no, just our galaxy.
Just the galaxy's in the void.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't that harken back to well, I hate to say this name. Stephen Hawking's. Something
happened with Stephen Hawking?
Yeah, he was at the island. He was at Epstein's island. It was like a huge thing a while back. He was supposedly only there for the jet skis, but I don't know.
I don't have a reaction to that.
Was it Hawking? I want to say it was. Said that like at the center of every universe is like a black hole.
Yeah. Well, was the center of every galaxy.
Or yeah, sorry, I keep saying universe instead of galaxy. Yeah, at the center of every galaxy is a black hole. Wouldn't that just kind of build upon what they're saying here?
What do you mean? In what way?
Because you're saying the galaxy is inside of a black hole.
No, the galaxy is inside of a void.
Inside of a void.
A void is different from a black hole.
Yeah, but I mean, what's in the middle of a black hole?
So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Well, not black hole specifically, but also, I have other things I want to talk about. But let me get to it.
Okay, hold on. One more thing about Stephen Hawking. You remember how he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm setting up a party for time travelers to see if time travel really exists," and then nobody showed up to it. So he's like, "Time travel must not exist." People, I saw something yesterday that said that people not showing up to Stephen Hawking's time traveling party doesn't mean time traveling doesn't exist. Given that we now know he was at Epstein's island, makes sense why no one would want to show up. The
party was
that.
On Epstein Island.
Yeah.
Donald Trump is a time traveler.
Oh God, no.
But yeah, so we can't be sure that we are in a void because voids are pretty uniformly shaped, and it's hard to tell what the shape is again because if we're inside a void, we can't accurately measure what we're in.
Now, forgive me for asking this, but void just means like nothingness, right?
I have a link here of what a void is, so let me read it out to you.
Like, how does nothing have a shape?
So cosmic voids, also known as dark space, are vast spaces between filaments, the largest scale structures known to the universe, which contain very few or no galaxies. So I guess a good way to think of it is like, just imagine like rural versus urban areas.
Yeah.
Like in an urban area, there's just lots of stuff. And then in a rural area, there's just like fields, mountains.
Void. Okay. I had no idea what you were talking about the whole time you were saying void. But yeah, there's essentially, from what I understand about it, there's no such thing as nothing. It's either like
it's
matter that's like present, we can see and touch it and everything, and then in the things where it looks like there's nothing, it's the void, which is like not necessarily dark matter, but it's just like something that takes up the space because like 100% of the space is always filled by something.
Right.
There's like no part of it that's filled with nothing.
It's dark matter and antimatter, which is like I think it's like 60 to 70% of the universe is made up of that, and we have no comprehension of what it is.
Yeah.
I have my own theories of what it is, but we'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
So like I said, we'd be living in an area that's 20% less dense than everywhere else, but we can't be sure because we don't know the shape of it. There's also missing physics in all this. Like there's physics that we just can't understand.
Yeah.
The evidence that we have currently shows that on a large scale, the universe is pretty uniform, like fractals or whatever. Like all like, it expands like a snowflake.
Yeah.
But if we had just random billion or more light years across voids of nothingness, it would kind of tear down the understanding of a uniform universe because it wouldn't account for that. So voids are kind of this weird cosmic, like, I don't even know how to like the word for it, but like they're like this weird like anomaly where it's like that they shouldn't exist, but they do. Like they're observable. So, scientists were able to find evidence of a local void by using Byron acoustic oscillations, which is more cosmic background radiation. But I was just thinking about like the whole idea of being in a void because like there comes a point, at least where like with my knowledge of space, where it becomes like a panic to me.
Yeah, I feel the same way sometimes.
I can get up to a certain scale and then I start to kind of panic because I don't know the answers to it. And it's like, I don't like not knowing the answers. And then you go to a scientist and they're like, oh yeah, we don't know the answer to that. And it's like, wait, you're the scientist. You're supposed to know the answer. So like, for me, it's like, I'm pretty sold on the Big Bang, because the Big Bang isn't like a solid, like, yes, that happened thing. They just have evidence for it.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's not a hypothesis, it's a theory, but, like, it's pretty, like, you know, it's a pretty sound theory.
Yeah.
But it's like, what happened before the Big Bang?
Dude, that's always what fucks me up.
Yeah, I'm like,
where did this thing come from?
Because that's the whole thing, is it was
thing that's like so fucking tiny.
It was a tiny, smaller than an atom of infinite mass and infinite density. And so it's like, where did that come from?
Yeah, and why did it explode?
So this is where I get to black holes and white holes.
Okay.
So my theory, do you know what a white hole is?
Yeah, you sent me one on Twitter the other day.
That's a white Texican hole. A white hole is exactly the opposite of a black hole. So black holes
spits out matter.
So it only spits out matter.
Theoretical other end of a black hole, if black holes are the start of wormholes.
Yes, I do believe that. I believe that if you get sucked into a black hole, first off, I believe that you could survive.
Yeah,
I'm 100% confident you can survive. The only reason I say that is because I know I would survive, and I'm built differently. But
I would just tank it.
Stretch me out. That's fine. I don't
It'd
care.
probably feel good.
It probably does. Imagine having like miles of distance between the discs in your spine.
Oh my God.
You would feel decompressed in a way no one ever has.
Come out the other end, you're like 8 feet taller.
It's like when you get back from space, people are taller because you have no gravity to like hold you down. So you come back and you're temporarily like 6'6". No, so I believe that when you get through the accretion disk of a black hole and you go into the fucking, I don't know what it's called in the center, but
there's the event horizon. You cross that, and then you're being sucked into the singularity.
Yeah. When you get into the singularity, I believe on the other side there's a white hole. But I take it a step further, and I think it's a different universe.
A different universe?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe in the multiverse theory.
Okay.
If the universe is uniform the way it is, I think that like once you get to a big enough scale, there are different universes, and the way like that's what happens is because black holes like they compress everything, right? And so I think that it compresses it into matter that is smaller than an atom, and that like it's just a bomb. Essentially, right? And so that goes into the singularity, and then once the singularity reaches a certain size, boom, it pops on the back end.
Okay.
And that's where a white hole's born, and the white hole is the Big Bang.
Okay, so you think singularity supernovaing was the start of our universe?
Yeah. I think it's like a constant like
I can get behind that.
I think it's like
pretty cool.
Like a constant recycling of things.
Yeah, which makes sense. Yeah, I can see that. I always thought that, and this was before I saw Interstellar, that black holes just spit you out somewhere else in the same universe.
The wormhole.
Yeah.
You know what always fucks me up about black holes? We don't know the physics of a black hole. Like we know the numbers, like the math, but like no one obviously has ever gone to a black hole, and no one would ever be able to like go to a black hole and like, you know, report back because you can't get information out of a black hole.
Yeah.
People say that if you were to go past the event horizon and start getting sucked into the black hole, you would experience the entire life and death of our universe in real time.
Yeah.
While everyone else just like stayed put.
Yeah.
So like we would watch you. Basically, like the perspective would be like you would be getting spaghettified, and it would just be like a 100%, not 100%, like a infinite amount of time of just looking at you being spaghettified.
Yeah.
But you would experience the entire like start and end of the universe and like get to witness all that time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the. I do love that how once gravity gets so heavy, everything just kind of slows down. But something that always fucked me up about black holes is it's not just like a piece of paper and you poke a hole in it and that's a black hole. It's like a ball that's like there. It's not a hole like a 2D hole. It's like a 3D sphere.
That's the whole thing. I've
always just been the first time I heard that, I was like, why do we call it a hole? Like, because it just looks like a hole in space when you're looking at it. I
think it's because it's easier to visualize stuff on a 2D plane.
Yeah.
but also it's hard to explain because we are in a 3D universe, but we experience stuff in 4D, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how to explain it, but essentially when you look at the universe, we look at it like face on, right? So like, you know, that TV in front of us is like right there. But like on a cosmic scale, the universe is like this flat thing, and gravity is like a ball on a blanket, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I've seen the little diagrams of like how gravity distorts
and so
space.
That's why people like view it as that, because they're viewing it from a perspective that is like straight on. And so if you remember that diagram of it, like, you know, with like the weight in it, the infinite mass and infinite density of a black hole pushes it all the way down. So if you're just looking at it straight on, you just see a hole. Yeah. But you don't understand that you can go into it and you can fall into it. Yeah. And that's like what a black hole is. Yeah. But I know that Interstellar specifically actually like changed the way that black holes were like depicted in movies, because before then it was just depicted as like this thing. Yeah. But the other thing is like, it's just certain physics that like are crazy. Like you can't see a black hole even though you can see it.
Yeah, you're not technically seeing it. You're seeing the distortion of space around it.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing, is like they were like, if a black hole is not like actively devouring like a bunch of stuff at once, you would never know that you were coming up on it. You would just simply like all of a sudden, you would just all of a sudden get like a lot of like gravity. Yeah. I personally have never been able to understand the time distortion part of it. Like going back to Interstellar, like when they go down to the big planet that's like orbiting the black hole, and then they come back and the guy's like, I've been here for 23 years. Like I've never been able to understand that.
I either watched something or read something that explained why like time is relative, and I forgot what it was. It has to do with like fuck no, I can't remember any of it. But what if I just Google why is time relative?
That's a good idea.
Or how does gravity affect time? Fuck. Massive objects curve space. The closer you are to one, the more the curvature. If you travel between the same 2 points when you're near a massive object, the curvature of space leads to you taking more time. Oh, okay. That's what it was. So, black hole thing, right, on the piece of paper, and it goes straight down. If you wanted to go from like one side of where that black hole is depicted to the other side, if that black hole wasn't there, it was just completely flat, it would take you like pretty much no time at all. But because you want to go to that side and that thing is there that's causing that like massive dip into space, you have to go all the way down and then back up, which takes you more time. That's how gravity affects it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. It's like that's like the understanding of the universe where I'm like, I don't know, man. Like I don't know. Another thing that has like always kind of like mind boggled me is the black holes in the center of the universe. Because I'm like, it's crazy how, or not the center of the universe, sorry, the center of the galaxies. It's like, it's crazy how everything just orbits it at a perfect rate.
Well, it's not perfect. It is slowly being sucked in.
Are we? Yeah. That was my thing, is like, why do galaxies not just eventually collapse?
No, they do. Spiral disk galaxies. I believe that's what ours is called, right?
Yeah, we're a spiral. Yeah. We're not going to be spiral for long, though.
Yeah, they supposedly have black holes in the center of them that is slowly sucking everything in. But it's just so fucking massive that we'll never really notice it.
Yeah. Do you know we're on a collision course with another galaxy right now?
Yeah, in like what, another couple billion years?
Yeah,
it's gonna fucking
boop, that used to scare me.
Have you seen the simulations of like the two spiral galaxies colliding and then just shit flying everywhere?
Yes, but it's not like they're anything. Like they basically were like the chances of anything actually like physically touching each other are like non-existent.
So slow, yeah.
It's just like there's so much space between everything that nothing's gonna touch.
We'll just like fucking pass through each other.
Yeah, but it's basically it's gonna like come together and then like spray out and then coalesce back in.
Yeah,
that's crazy to me. Like it's just gravity. But it's like, yeah. Another thing that has really, really fucked me up is this thing about time travel. It basically is like we theoretically never could do time travel because we are never in the same location twice.
Yeah.
Because if you were to say, okay, I want to go, because if you were to time travel, you have to go to a cosmic scale, right? You can't just boom, pop up right in this spot, 10 years ago. Because right now, as we're recording this, we have never been in this spot before.
Yeah.
Because the Earth is constantly moving, and so is the galaxy, and so is the universe. So we're moving as it is, and we're moving at like, as the further bigger you go, the bigger up you go, the faster things move. So Earth is moving at however many thousands of miles per hour. It's rotating at however many hundreds of miles per hour. Galaxy's moving at God knows how fast. And so if you were to like say, okay, I'm going to go back to 1940, you would have to go back to where the Earth was 60 years ago in space. You would have to pinpoint those coordinates.
Yeah.
We don't have a galaxy mapping system for that.
What was the theory about time travel I heard was if you can go faster than the speed of light, like you're going sublight speed, the time would start to move backwards, but relative to you. Like you're not actually moving backwards in time, but like you have two vehicles going to Mars or something, and one is going at like a normal rate and then one is going faster than light. Because you are moving so fast, you would technically land on Mars before your ship ever took off.
That's confusing.
Yeah.
Do you believe in time travel? Do you think time travel could be achieved? Because I don't.
I mean, I am fucking schizophrenic, so I think anything can happen.
That's true. You ever heard of the grandfather paradox?
Yeah.
The one where it's like you can't go back in time because if you were to like kill your grandfather, you would never be born.
Yeah.
To go back in time.
This is where I get into like crazy shit when I'm thinking about stuff. Because if you think of time like as a fucking branch or whatever,
right?
I believe every second, every little like decision that happens, like every fucking cell moving in your body branches off a new time thing into infinite possibilities. So if you were to go back onto what your relative timeline would be, go back to where your grandfather is and then kill him and then go back to your present time, I think nothing is going to happen. Like nothing will really change because everything has already happened. But in that time where you kill your grandfather, that's when shit starts changing.
Right. But that's a different universe.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah. It essentially just keeps branching shit off.
Current plot of the MCU.
Yeah.
As it exists.
Unfortunately.
Because you've seen through Endgame, right?
Yeah.
So they opened up they explained that in Endgame. And their whole thing was, okay, we're going to close it by putting the stones back.
Yeah.
They never closed it.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, if you watch Loki's season 1 and 2, there's just millions of things happening now. And nothing is like the same. I definitely believe in the multiverse. I don't like there. Do you know there's a version of the multiverse theory that says that the universe is so big that the multiverse is actually like within the universe, so that like the further out you would go, there is another Earth out there with like different versions of yourself. You don't have to leave the universe.
Yeah,
that would fuck me up. That would fuck me up.
Just another you out there, but it sucks.
I already suck.
What would you say to yourself if you saw your multiverse self?
This is another thing. So part of the grandfather paradox, there's like an explanation for it. Okay, if you could time travel, like how do you get around it? So the first is that there's like a law of physics that would physically prevent you from coming in contact with anything that could impact you being born. So like if you were to go back and kill Hitler, you couldn't kill Hitler because quite literally everyone on Earth right now that is alive because of the decisions that Hitler made. Like it's just there's no like because let's use me. Let's use me. So my mom and dad met in LA. Okay. My dad is the son of a Serbian immigrant. Okay. So his mom was not born here. She would have not needed to migrate or flee Serbia had the Soviets not mingled in Serbia. They would have not mingled in Serbia if they didn't entice Russia to get into World War II out in Germany. If Germany didn't expand east, Russia would have never gotten involved in World War II. And it would have collapsed under its own weight earlier on without getting involved in Syria. Meaning that my grandma would have never had to leave Serbia, meaning that my dad would have been born in Serbia and probably never came here to meet my mom.
Yeah, I
so it's
understand the whole butterfly effect thing, but I wouldn't say every single person on Earth is alive because of Hitler.
I would say, well, maybe not because of Hitler, but because of World War II.
Yeah, there's probably like a good amount of people that applies to, but I think some people would still exist regardless of whether that happened or not.
Who do you think?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm always here.
Okay. Just always. There's only one you. But so the first is that you just physically can't do that. Then there's this really wild theory that's like there's a you know how in Interstellar, goddamn, where is this Interstellar episode? You know how in Interstellar at the very end they were like, oh, the people that brought us here were us from the future, but they live in like a 5D dimension.
Yeah.
There's theory to like avoid the grandfather paradox is that like there's another version of us on a higher plane that physically like prevent us. Like basically like a interdimensional police force.
Like, no, we like Hitler, don't kill him.
More so that they prevent you from altering time. But I don't know. No. It's just weird. Like, I believe in the multiverse, and if I saw myself, I probably would. Honestly, I think I'd be scared. I think it would be like an uncanny valley kind of thing.
I think I would. I feel like if I saw another me, it would just be like a completely different person.
Well, this is the problem.
Like, we might have some things in common, but I don't think it's going to just be a one-to-one carbon copy.
There's that, but this is also the thing. You've never seen yourself in person.
Yeah.
You've only seen yourself in reflections or like in a video of yourself.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but that's not really you. Yeah. That is a light captured image of you. You have never seen a 3D representation of yourself.
Yeah. I wonder what I look like. I mean, wasn't there like a TikTok filter or something that aimed to solve that, where it kept everything the same, but it just like swapped your eyes? And it was like, this is how people see you.
But even then, you're seeing it on a 2D phone screen.
Yeah.
Like, you're not, like, what I'm saying is, like, you have not physically seen yourself.
Never looked at my own ass before.
You've never been able to, like, physically see yourself. And that's the issue. And so I feel like it would be an uncanny valley situation where you, like, have this weird...
I mean, I don't know if that would even happen, because you're, like, you can... It's like you were saying, you've never seen yourself before. Like, yeah, you might be able to look and recognize yourself, but I don't think it would...
Do you think you'd be able to recognize yourself?
Probably, yeah. But at the same time, I don't think it would be like... It would trigger the uncanny valley thing where it's like, this is almost right, but something's a little bit off and it makes you feel uncomfortable. It's just like... Because it's like you're saying, you've never seen yourself before. So it would be just like looking at a new person. Wait. There's a perfect... easy understanding for this. Well, maybe not easy, but like twins that are separated at birth, when they meet each other, Like, what happens then? I'm sure they don't trip out and they're like, oh, they're just like, oh, you look like me.
I guess it depends on the context, because if you find out that you have a twin and you know you're going to meet a twin, you kind of are like,
no, I'm talking
lubed up for that, versus like just raw dogging it like in public and you run into someone that looks just like you.
Yeah. I'm talking like that, where it's, you don't know you have a twin, you just go to fucking Walmart and
I feel like
there.
I would still panic. Because there's a thing that I saw about like the uncanny valley and like why we perceive, like why the uncanny valley thing exists.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because the drawings of like those, you know the uncanny valley drawings, right? Those things look like corpses, and we're trained to be afraid of corpses.
Yeah,
like we're trained to be afraid of death, and so it like, that's like what it is like if you saw yourself, it's like an existential, it's like a way that your body wouldn't be able to perceive it correctly. Like your eyes wouldn't be able to, like, I think your brain physically would not be able to comprehend it.
Yeah, I heard it was also rooted in fucking, I'll pause.
After a very successful episode 28, episode 29 is going swimmingly.
I heard it was also rooted in like real life lore for skinwalkers and shit like that.
Oh yeah, I think I heard that too.
Yeah, when you can just like look at something and they're like, oh, you recognize it's like almost right but not quite. It's like because when we were cavemen, we had to look out for skinwalkers, but we eventually hunted them to extinction, so they're not around anymore. But that instinctual like feeling stuck around. There's
a movie I actually watched recently called Coherence. I think you would like it. It's very interesting. It's like a very short movie. It's only like 85 minutes long.
Thank God.
It's entirely improv, which makes it even crazier. So it's not, the story itself is not improv, but like the lines are. They kind of knew what they had to get to, and then everyone else kind of just went from there. But essentially what happens is these people are all having like a dinner party, and there's a comet that's passing overhead, and everyone's like out about this comet.
Okay.
And it ends up being a multiverse story. So they basically, like, without spoiling too much of it, the lights go off, right? The power goes out as the comet is above them. And they're like, oh, that's weird. There's a house down the road that has lights on. So let's go see if like they're okay. Like what's, because they're the only house on the street. So they go, two of them go down there, and then they come back, and one guy is like, oh, I got hit on the head by someone. And the other guy is like, yeah, someone attacked us and I ran. And so they come back and they're like trying to figure out what's going on. And then all of a sudden someone's skulking around their yard, and they like kind of like open the door, but no one's there. But there's a note taped to their door, and it's the exact same note that they brought to the other house to like leave for them, that says like, hey, like, you know, just checking in, making sure you guys are okay. Like, we're down at this address. Problem is the guy that brought the note still had the note in his jacket. And so it turns out that the house that they went to was their own house. Yeah. And they basically end up going into this weird, like liminal, I don't even know what's liminal, like a weird void-esque space where there is just infinite numbers of themselves. And there's a particular scene in it where they haven't really realized it yet, and they're walking down the street with red glow sticks to go to this house, and the main character's like, wait guys, that's my house, because like only two of them have left at this point, so now the other ones are leaving. And so they're like, he's like, that's my house. And so they like run up to it, and as they're running up to it, they turn around, and across the street it's the same four people with green glow. So everything is just slightly different in all these variations of people. And so it's just like honestly, it was one of the most horrifying scenes I've ever seen in a movie. Like the way it was filmed, I was just like, what the fuck? But like everyone starts to panic. And I believe that's what I would do. I don't think I would be able to remain calm. Like, I think if I saw myself, I would be like legitimately like panicked and probably like losing my breath. Not because I'm so hot, but just because like, what do you do?
I mean, I think it would kind of confuse me for a second. I don't think I would panic or anything. I think I would be able to not be able to immediately understand it, but I would be curious enough to go up to the other me and be like, you look a lot like me. Like, do you know me? And then when they're like, oh, what the fuck? You look like me. And then we just kind of talk it out. I feel like I could do that. I don't think I would freak out or anything, though. I think it's just I
don't think I would outwardly be freaking out. Like, I don't think I would be like, screaming, but I think that like I would have that kind of like adrenaline panic in your body, like that you can't control. Like my body would be telling me to freak out.
Yeah, like your survival instincts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that.
That's not good. I don't think I would like instinctually fight someone, but I do think I don't think that like when you see like in the movies of people confronting themselves, like in a weird time travel movie or whatever, I don't think that that's what would happen. I think it would be a very like weird, like panic situation. Maybe you fight them. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the intrigue and like wanting to figure out what the fuck is happening would take over more than anything.
Let me ask you this. Going back to way the beginning of this episode, we talked about how I believe that the universe there's multiverse, right? And you go into a black hole and it spits it on the other side, and that's the universe.
Yeah.
Where was the first black hole? Because we still run into the same problem.
Yeah.
Of where did the first black hole come from?
Yeah, that's the when I was in like middle school.
I physically cannot wrap my brain around the concept of nothing. Like before there was everything, there was just nothing.
Yeah, that's why I think that's like the first line in the Bible. I'm not gonna lie.
Is that?
I think so, but that's the only thing that indicates to me there is like a deity or something, or inside of a computer simulation or whatever, is because the whole like the little thing of nothing that expanded into everything, the whole like where did it come from, or like how did it all start, that's where I'm like, okay, there is some like form of higher being, whether it's a person typing keys on a computer and running a simulation, or someone who is just there somehow and then they just go boop and there's the little dot, and then that's where I believe their influence in everything ends. I'm not the whole like angels came down and saved me from that car crash type person.
That's my whole thing, is like when I get to that level, I go, okay, I can very much see how religious people get a little scared.
Yeah,
I can see where it comes from, right? Because where did that ball of infinite mass and infinite density come from?
Yeah.
God, it must have been a deity, right? But even then, it's like, okay, so where did the deity come from?
Yeah.
Like it's like we keep running into the same issue at larger and larger and larger scales until it's just like, and so it's like, for me,
I think the easiest explanation is it just is.
It just is. That's the whole thing. It's like we have to be okay. And that's the whole thing, is like, as someone who believes in science, like unabashedly, like it's okay to not know the answer, but it's like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like not knowing the answer. Like, we have an answer for most everything, but it's like when we get to a certain scale, it's like, no, we don't know the answer.
Yeah.
One thing that like,
you can keep going. Sorry.
One thing that I don't want to say I believe in, but like I necessarily would say I wouldn't be shocked at happening, is the simulation thing. Because I think I read something of like the chances of us living in a simulation are 50-50. Just because like
it's literally like flip a coin, however it comes up, like that's your answer.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, to me, it's like we suffer from a form of cosmic amnesia because there was no humans for 13.78 billion years. I think I'm doing that.
Yeah.
There was no humans for, 99% of existence.
It's like way more than 99%.
No, it's you ever heard of the cosmic calendar?
Yeah, like if you take the entire
yeah.
existence of the universe and put it into a 365-day Gregorian calendar, it's like
the last minute on the last day, the last hour, the last second. Like it's like literally,
yeah, it's like 1/1,000,000th of a second on that calendar is how long we've been around.
We have this weird thing where it's like this like form of cosmic amnesia where we have to piece everything together, and it's like I don't know. I have a hard time believing that a universe that has existed for 14 billion years, that we're the first intelligent species out there.
Yeah.
And that even if we're not the first intelligent species, that we would be the first intelligent species to crack interstellar travel.
Yeah, that's the whole like...
And so it's like, for me, it's like there's something preventing it. And if there's something preventing it, maybe we are living in a simulation. Maybe there's like an outside force physically preventing those people from getting to us.
Yeah. Kind of on this topic of existentialness, this is something I've always wondered, like, no joke, since I was in 3rd or 4th grade. I'm like, how do I know that I am actually here sitting in this chair? How do I know I am acting and behaving the way that I think I am? How do I know I am not just like the entire world is desecrated? I've gone completely psychosis. I'm just kind of drooling on myself in a padded room, and this is all just in my head.
No, that's like, it's such a real concern. I remember you said something to me like that once, and I was like, is he schizophrenic? Like,
yeah, no.
And then I started thinking about it, and it's like, no, you're right, because like I saw this thing, and it was like, oh, you wake up in November 6th or November 7th, 2016, in your room. Hillary Clinton's president. Everything was a dream.
Yeah.
What would you do? And someone was like, I would kill myself. Like, I would genuinely kill myself. And it's like, no, I really would, because it would send me into a psychosis to like understand that like
it would be hard to kind of like snap out of it.
I'm going to tell you this right now. So this is how small these things get. So the other day, so my birthday was Monday. Sean's dad's birthday was Tuesday. And because Sean had work on Tuesday, I worked from home. Sean had work. We didn't get home till like 6. We weren't able to like meet up with them on Tuesday for his dad's birthday. And so they're gone this weekend. We're going to meet up with them next weekend and do like a birthday thing for me and him. It's going to be super late. We have other plans. We had other plans Saturday. So we moved them around, and Sean was like, oh, is 11 a.m. fine? It's like going to be a brunch. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And then every month we have a calendar in our room that he like writes out the schedule so that I can see what we're doing. And I noticed on there that he wrote dinner with parents 6 p.m. And I was like, when did that change? And he was like, I told you yesterday that they overbooked themselves and that they said they need to do 6 p.m., not 11 a.m. And I was like, no, you didn't. He was like, no, yes, I did. Like, we literally sat down and had this conversation. And the problem was like, I was like, I don't remember. Like, I don't remember this happening, but I don't remember it not happening. I just don't remember you telling me this. Yeah. So I have no evidence to the contrary that you didn't tell me this.
That's another multiversal theory, is that whenever like you're essentially constantly slipping between multiverses. Like if you are to get into a car crash, but you narrowly avoid it, it's because you like slipped into a different multiverse where it didn't happen. Or, like just random things like that is like, okay, yeah, I had this conversation, we agreed on brunch, but it's written on the calendar as a 6 p.m. dinner. It's because at some point you had slipped into a different universe where you guys had the conversation originally and it was 6 p.m. for dinner. and just shit like that. You're just constantly like kind of phasing between these universes uncontrollably.
Right. And that's the whole thing, is like, if we were living in a simulation, or we were living in like a reality where, or if I was experiencing reality different, I wouldn't want to know.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't, because like even that was enough to like just piss me off.
I think I would. Like, if I learned we were in a simulation, I'd be like, okay, time to see how to break it. Like,
well, I guess, yeah, if that's the case, then all bets are off. Like, my student loans very much aren't getting paid at that point. Like, fuck you. Like, what you said about slipping into another universe brought me back to something that I forgot to say. So we were talking about antimatter and dark matter, and how like there's this like stuff that you can't see. I firmly believe that on top of the multiverse, I believe a little bit of everything, essentially. I like a little bit of all the toppings. I'm a little greedy like that.
Okay.
I believe that we are living, I don't even know the word for it, coexistently with another universe.
Yeah, that's
let's just go with this. There's another universe where I decided to wear a white shirt today. I'm still sitting here in a white shirt. You're still sitting there in the exact same clothes you're wearing now. It's still August 2nd. Havoc is still outside. The wall's still whatever. Nothing else is different other than I'm wearing a white shirt. That version of me is sitting on top of me right now, and I just can't comprehend it.
Yeah,
like it's not like he's physically here. It's a different universe that exists, like completely just on top of ours. Different opacity, if you will. Opacity?
Yeah. No, that's when I originally looked into dark matter. Sounds dumb to say.
I solved
I'm
it,
looking
guys.
into it. When I was like learning about it, that was something that I came across where it's like, yeah, there's so much more like dark and antimatter in our universe than there is like white matter, the stuff that we can perceive. That it's, like you said, layers of different universes on top of each other. But it's like, if you stack all those layers up and then you put like a filter over one that lets you see, like if you have like a bunch of different colors on like a piece of paper, and then you put a filter over it so you can only see the color green, like that's how our universe would be. And then you swap it so it's a different filter so you can only see the color red. That's like a different universe that exists in that same space.
Right, exactly. And that's kind of where I think your thing of like slipping into different universes comes in, because it's like, if we really are all stacked on top of each other, we briefly slip into those universes, because at that point our physics don't account for that.
Yeah.
Right? Like our physics, the way that we understand math and physics is very uniformly, and it would support a general multiversal theory where, like, if you picture the universe as this ball, there's just another ball separate from it, and everything is good there. And the larger you get, the physics do break down, but like it's not necessarily like our physics break down. It's there's this kind of missing link that we just don't know about, and it might on a smaller scale affect some things, but for the most part our understanding is pretty sound. But if we were to stack all of them on top of each other, the physics just break down completely. Like our understanding of the universe just like complete, like gravity, time, none of it makes sense. And that's like my thing is like, if that's the case, then yeah, if we're living in a bunch of different universes, there's a universe where the light shining on us is red. And we might temporarily slip into that universe or remember it a different way, like deja vu.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a universe where time is slightly ahead. It's 107 right now instead of 105. And so, you know, you remember something that you did because you briefly slipped into the future in another universe.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. It just like, it kind of sends me into a tailspin. Like, I don't like thinking about it just because it's like, I don't want to do all that. I don't want to know that there's, first off, better universes out there. Like there is, I'm not even joking. There's a universe out there where we just don't have the United States. It's like, that's the only difference. Like California's its own country and we're good to go.
It's that picture of the like flying cars and the future buildings.
Yeah. It's like the universe if the United States didn't exist today and it was 50 different states. Yeah. It's just like, there's just certain things. It's like, I don't want to know that there's something better out there because it's like, damn, I got stuck in this shithole. Like,
the only thing that really freaks me out about space. Like most of it, I have fun thinking about it or like talking about it. Nothing really induces panic in me thinking about it. The only thing that kind of does trip me out when it's nighttime, I'm laying on my back, I'm looking up at like the stars, and I'm like, that's it. There's just nothing. Like it's just right there. There's just nothing. Like I'm not that far from just nothing being there.
I think what
like being able to like lay on your back and just like look at everything else.
I think what scares, it's kind of you know that thing where it's like a fear of heights, but it's not the fear of falling. It's like a fear of like the fact that there is like a gap or like a void, like a height there.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is a fear of falling technically, but it's like the fear that like you may fall.
Yeah.
Like the fact that there is the existence of something that can make you. It's not the actual
like, fall.
It's like just it's like a different form of like a fear of big things.
Yeah. It's like I just look up and
it's the reverse of that. I look up sometimes when I'm walking Havoc at night and I'm just like, man, I'm stuck here.
Yeah,
like,
there's just the rest of everything that has ever existed, like right there.
There's so many cooler things out there, and I can't go. I can't just go.
Yeah.
If I wanted to, I could go to Thailand right now. I could go to the Amazon and learn about snakes and giant-ass catfish.
Mm-hmm.
I can't just pack up and go to Jupiter and learn about Jupiter.
Dude,
I can't just pack up and go to the Andromeda system.
If there was ever something where they're like, okay, we know this is going to work, you will be cryo-frozen and shipped off to a different galaxy. I don't care where I'm at. I don't care what ties I have to cut. I would
do it. I would do it. I would do it.
The whole born too late to explore the world, born too early to explore the stars, like that is me. I'm so mad that I can't go to space and be like a space pirate.
That's the whole thing is like, I don't know.
I also watched Treasure Planet a lot when I was a kid, so maybe that has something to do with it.
I've always wanted to be an astronaut, but then I watch certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I told you about the show For All Mankind, right? The
Alternate
I
watched
history.
it.
You watched a little bit of it?
I think I'm like halfway through season 2. I took like a 2-year break.
That's okay. So did they. Don't worry.
I came back middle of season 2 and I was like, I don't remember what's going on.
Don't worry. They took a 2-year break too. There's a scene in, I think it was season 3. Yes, it's season 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when they introduce.
No spoilers.
It's not a spoiler.
Okay. I just got to the part where they put the guns on the moon.
No, it's fine. This is like just the main plot for season 3. They introduce SpaceX. Not like SpaceX, but like their version of SpaceX. Yeah. They introduce commercial spaceflight. There's a scene where I'm not going to say who it is, if it's the Soviets, the US, whatever, but there's a scene where there is a group of people traveling to Mars, and something goes wrong on the outside of their ship, and a lot of people start dying, but they're dying outside the ship.
Yeah.
There's like, it's like that movie Gravity.
I never saw that. It's
with George Clooney and Sandra Bullock. It's like where they're on the ISS and like they get hit by like a rogue satellite and they're like stuck in space. That scares me.
Like dying in space?
Yeah.
It's pretty instant.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It would take a few seconds. You would be in a lot of pain for a few seconds.
Yeah, that's pretty fast.
My thing is like, I don't know, like I would be fine. I get scared of roller coasters. And I think you get on a roller coaster, you get an average of like 5 or 6 Gs. Mm-hmm. Blasting off into space, you get 10.
Yeah. That's not even that crazy. Like Formula 1 drivers can take like 40.
I feel like I could.
A bad corner.
I feel like if I trained myself, because you got to train to go out in space. You don't just get to go out in space.
Yeah.
I could train myself to deal with that. And when you come back onto Earth, you're not flying, you know, it's not like in Star Wars where it's like planet side to space side fighting where you're just like, you know, just driving along and all of a sudden you're in an atmosphere. You free fall into the atmosphere.
Yeah, except for the shuttle programs. That's as close as it got to Star Wars.
Yeah, but even then, the shuttles don't just like it's not the atmosphere is a solid thing.
Yeah.
Like you have to physically
punch through it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it shakes and the ship's on fire and it's rattling or whatever, and you have to go from 0 Gs to 1 G, but there's a giant transition in between. And so it's like a free fall essentially. And so I feel like I could train myself to do that. I don't like free falling. Like I would never go skydiving, but that's essentially what it is. You're skydiving in a ship.
Yeah.
And so you just have wings, so you're a little bit more, you're able to control it. I feel like I could figure that out. I could train my body to just get used to that and be like, okay, this is fine. I don't know how I would react to them being like, you got to do a spacewalk, bro.
Dude,
that's where I'm like, okay, but this is the thing. What if the cord snaps? That's like my biggest fear. What if the cord snaps?
Well, it's not a cord. It's like a chain. Not like a piece of nylon fiber like you see in movies.
No, it is. They don't use metal out there. It's too heavy. They have to put the lightest stuff.
It's space.
No. That is why when they go out into space, they have to be like exact calculations, because any like extra kilogram or like gram of weight throws off the entire calculation of how much fuel you need.
Yeah.
And so they will purposely like give you the lightweight stuff. Not unsafe, but just like they're not going to opt for a metal chain versus like a very strong nylon cord.
Do you think they're like each astronaut is assigned their own tether that they bring up and down with them on every space flight?
No, it's a shared tether.
Yeah, it's on the ISS already.
Right, but what I'm saying is
they already made the calculations. It's there.
But to get it up there, they had to be the most efficient.
Yeah.
And so, but that's what I'm saying is like, what if the carabiner snaps? What if it's a defective one? Like that's my biggest like fear of space is like I go out into space to do a spacewalk and I start floating away.
Well,
that I would be scared of because they're not going to come get you.
You do the whole just fucking what's his face thing where you cut a hole in your suit and use the escaping air as a propulsion system.
They did that in Gravity.
They did that in The Martian, but I forgot what that guy's name is.
Mark Watney.
No, the actor.
Oh, Matt Damon.
That's who it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do the Matt Damon.
I don't know. That's like my biggest thing. That's like my number one biggest thing is like floating away in space.
Do you have a panic attack every time you see that like picture of the astronaut that's like not attached to anything, he's just floating above the earth?
No, because I'm not experiencing that. But I look at that and I say I would never do that.
I don't know if I would do the no attached to anything, but I would definitely, like, if I'm hooked up, go out.
I mean, you have to be trained to do like maintenance. So that's like the whole thing. It's like if you're going up, you got to do everything. You don't get
like
you don't,
Antarctica.
Yeah, you don't get a choice.
Yeah.
But it's just like that's really my only thing, because here's my thing. It's like there's really two scenarios right there. If you're in Earth's orbit, you float away, but you're not getting away from Earth's orbit, right? So this is the whole thing. So like if you're
back down to the Earth,
if you're up by the ISS, right, and you're like, oh, I'm out here, I'm doing stuff in space, and then your tether snaps, you're not going to go flying out and just go to interstellar space in a few 100,000 years.
Yeah.
You're just going to circle the Earth. But the problem is the ISS itself is in a perpetual free fall to Earth. It's actually going to crash down to Earth in 3 years.
Yeah, isn't it planned decommissioning?
2027 and then 2028 they're going to crash it. But it's in a perpetual free fall now.
Well, yeah, but it has like little thrusters on it.
They're able to like, but that's the thing is you wouldn't have that.
Yeah.
So if if you're on the ISS, you snap off, you go to, you go around Earth, who knows how long you're up there? I don't know what the calculations are for that, but you're going to eventually hit the atmosphere. Then you're going to burn up and die.
Then you're going to cook.
Yeah. So now you're getting back to Earth. Well done. Right. That's scary.
Honestly, well,
death by fire, probably the worst way to go. If somehow you have a good spacesuit, which right now I live in the US and the US is getting their spacesuits from SpaceX, owned by Elon Musk. So I don't think that's the case.
Yeah.
I don't really trust the new sleek spacesuits. Give me a chunky old spacesuit that we sent someone to the moon on 4 kilobytes of RAM.
Yeah.
Like, give me that.
I was about to say that suit you might be able to tank the atmosphere.
Just turn your back to it so that burns up first. Your little oxygen tank.
Because those are meant to fucking block like radiation from the sun.
Yeah.
Like I feel like falling through the atmosphere, you might get like a nice tan out of it. If you're in one of those suits, you come down.
You might get blisters.
Yeah. I think you could tank the burning through the atmosphere part. You couldn't tank the ground.
But this is the whole thing, is you don't have a parachute.
Yeah.
So now you got to navigate, okay, I got to land in the ocean, but I got to hope that something lands before me so that I can slow myself enough down by, spreading yourself out and then doing the last minute pencil dive.
Yeah.
But you got to hope that something lands before you to break the tension on the water.
The backpack.
But everything falls at the same rate.
If you go,
yeah. I mean, crazier things have happened, right?
That's it. I'm falling from space this Sunday. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go up to space. I'm gonna jump off the International Space Station. I'm gonna fall through Earth with the chunky spacesuit on. I'm gonna throw my backpack at the water and I'm gonna land.
It's possible. Have you heard of the lady? There's like numerous stories of people who I forget. There's this one. I forget what her name was, but she was a flight attendant, and her plane got hit by lightning. It was one of the South American ones. I don't for this exact reason. But a bolt of lightning like hit the plane and it just split in half, but she got pinned to the back by a cart and the back tail part eventually blew off and she got sucked out and she just free fell from cruising altitude all the way down to the ground in like the Amazon and just lived.
Yeah.
And it's like crazier things have happened, right? Like it's whatever, but like I personally would just not want to experience that. So the other alternative is you're not in Earth's orbit. Right? You're in the kind of weird middle ground of maybe you're past the moon, you're on your way to Mars, whatever, and you get sucked out. Now you're not in anyone's orbit. You're in the sun's orbit. So now you're just there. Now you're just floating.
Wait, you're talking you go out space past Earth, past Mars?
No, I'm saying like so.
What do you mean you're in the sun's orbit?
Currently most astronauts, all astronauts do not leave Earth's orbit.
Yeah.
Right? The furthest that we've gotten is the moon, and the moon is in Earth's orbit.
Yeah.
So even if you were to blast off from the moon on a lunar module and then jump off, right? You would either orbit the moon or you would orbit Earth, but the moon is orbiting Earth, so you would still orbit Earth, right? If you were to leave Earth's orbit, you would need to go past the moon. You would need to break free of the moon's orbit, and you would need to break free of Mars' orbit. But you would still be in our solar system, so you would still be affected by the sun's gravity.
Yeah, but I don't think it would start falling towards the sun or anything.
No, you wouldn't fall towards the sun, but
I think you're just too small. You don't have enough.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like the only thing that's affecting your gravity is well, the only thing that's affecting your gravity is the sun.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like just grabbing everything in the solar system.
Yeah.
So it's not like you would still float willy-nilly, but you wouldn't leave you wouldn't have enough propulsion to leave the solar system. But that's another thing is like now you're just floating in dead space.
Yeah.
That's my other fear. That's like your two options. You either crash land to Earth or crash land to another planet, or you are just floating in space. And that scares me.
I'd like look around for a little bit because I'm like, this is the first time I've seen the stars without light pollution, and then probably just take my helmet off when I get bored.
You're just like, all right.
Yeah, that was cool.
I don't know. I'd be like, I need an Iron Man suit. You got to give me something that I can like.
Just cut a hole in it.
That doesn't work. It's not a thing.
Yes, it does. I saw it.
Neil deGrasse Tyson said it's not a thing in his little.
Fuck Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I make movies unfun to watch. I make movies unfun to watch series.
Yeah. Fuck that bitch.
I don't know. I would very much get on a generation ship where they're like, we're going to put you down. We'll wake you up in a few thousand years.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, I'm gone.
Yeah. Like, all right, fresh start.
But I would want someone to go with me that I knew. I don't know if I want to go with a bunch of strangers because then it's like you really kind of only meet them for like a couple days and then they're going to put you down.
I don't know if I would want anyone to go with me. If I'm going that far, I'm just like, I'd want to bring my cat. If I could bring Luffy, that'd be sick.
Can you imagine Havoc on a spaceship?
I mean, he's going to be cryo frozen too.
Is he?
Yeah, what you think he's just gonna live a few thousand years on this generation?
Now he's gonna be cryo frozen.
Oh no!
I was like, what?
Yeah, I'm gonna go freeze your dog after this episode.
No, I just wouldn't want him on the ship with me. He would very much be a nuisance.
He's gonna be cryo frozen.
But then we wake up and he's gonna be a nuisance.
He's gonna be probably tired and scared.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd be a nuisance.
I don't know. I would just want a familiar face there. Because, like, you wake up and you know it's thousands of years later. Or worse, you wake up and it's not thousands of years later. Which is a plot to one of the more famous science fiction movies. I don't know. I think it's Ad Astra. I don't know. It's a Matt Damon movie. Shocker.
So what, he freezes and then immediately unfreezes?
It's like he freezes and they wake up too early.
Oh, like that one with Chris Pratt in it, where like his hibernation.
It is Chris Pratt. That's
malfunctions.
That is the exact one I'm talking about. Yeah, it's Matt Damon. Same thing. But I don't know. Yeah, space scares me. It scares me, but it's like intriguing to me. It's like the ocean.
Yeah.
Like the ocean, very much. Everyone always asks because I just go. Mm-hmm. So you're not scared? I'm like, no, I've been caught in a riptide before, and I'm not scared. But like, I am scared. Like, it's just the ocean.
You heard it here. Every time Cameron says he's not scared, he's shitting his pants.
Oh, I am. I just play it cool. I observe and control the situation. Manage it.
All right. You want to read off socials?
Yeah. Let's read off socials. Okay. YouTube, which is posted a video on YouTube every Thursday at 2:15 p.m. Pacific Standard.
Never missed one.
Never missed one. We are Learning Curve Pod. Bluesky, we are learningcurvepod.bsky.social. Twitter, we are learncurvepod. Instagram, learningcurve.podcast. And TikTok, we are at learningcurvepodcast. Bodhi's Twitch is shrink3dink. My Twitch is chefcram_, and that will be popping up right there.
Yup. On the real though, stop lying. We didn't miss a week.
We did not miss a week.
We've always been here. We always will be here. Tell me what you think about space.
If you met yourself in the multiverse that is inside of our multiverse, would you fuck yourself?
Yeah,
Tell us that.
Tell me how you would fuck yourself in explicit details. Until next time, though. Bye-bye.
Bye.